What's going on, YouTube? It's me, it's the Masked Man here today, and apparently, television personality Stephen A. Smith spoke out against um police brutality, and you know it's gotten some type of backlash. Some black people are not having it, and I wanted to give my thoughts. Now, I first heard about this story via the Black Channel. Jason Black, TBA, he did a 30-minute video on the subject, and I just wanted to weigh in and say that I am in agreement that Stephen A. Smith should be where Stephen A. Smith should is. Um, there's a certain thing, that has to deal with loyalty, and some people they just want to stand where the winners are. Now, I don't really believe that black people are winning in any shape, form, or fashion, or even gaining any significant ground. So I don't know so much that Stephen A. Smith, feels like black people are on the cusp of rising up. That's just not something I believe. I don't see any evidence of that. I think black people, we got a lot of work to do, and we're still taking losses. We're still, seeing people get gunned down in the streets, and all we're doing is, running our mouths about it. But the thing about it is, Stephen A. Smith made it his business to condemn black people for righteous indignation. He made it his job to say that black people didn't have any legitimate reason to be so upset, and that black people just needed to focus on themselves and not worry about outside forces who were acting against the black community. Clean up your own house, so to speak. He was very vocal in that. What about black on black crime? Talking point. He was very vocal in that. And for that, if for whatever possible reason he could have for wanting to earn a little favor with the black community, he should not be allowed to be accepted back in, like he didn't do those things, like he didn't do or say things that harmed the black collective. It's like you went on ESPN and on camera with the largest possible audience, and you recited a bunch of stuff that didn't have anything to do with sports, anything to do with what you're there to do. You could have, if you didn't support black people, if you didn't feel personally connected, you could have just did your job and not even mentioned it, and nobody could have really held that against them. Because I mean, Sports Center is not, or whatever show, First Take, I'm not a big sports fan, but whatever show he's on, it's not a show that's about, politics. It's not a show, it's not the news. It's a sports show. So what are they doing talking about all of this stuff anyway? They don't have no business talking about it. So if you went out of your way or allowed yourself to be used for that purpose, you know, if you did that while millions of people watched you and you went on a little podcast where you might have 100,000 listeners, maybe. I don't know how many listeners he gets on his podcast, but millions versus thousands, and you'll go in front of thousands and you'll talk your little talk almost in secret, just to sort of get it on the record like I'm down. Man, get your ass out of here with that. Get out of here with that mess, man. Don't nobody want to hear that from you. So I'm not gonna really get into a long thing about it. I'm just there is such a thing as traitors. And traitors have to atone. And just saying something that's just a little bit different than what you said before is not atoning for sins committed against the flock. That's not atonement. That doesn't absolve you from what you've done that, probably caused significant harm to black people everywhere. That doesn't get you off the hook. But that's all I wanted to say about this subject. Leave comments, rate the video, like it, dislike it, be honest. I will have a discussion with you in the comments if there's anything that you want to talk about. You can send me an email. Is there any story that you want me to cover? Is there anything in the news or in the media that you want me to talk about? Any television show or movie that you would like me to review? Any movie that's out on DVD? You can send me an email, mrmassmansbusiness@gmail.com. That's massmans with an S. You can follow me on Twitter at the Mr. Massman, and I will figure out what my Facebook is. I think it's the Massman, but it could be the Mr. Massman, some configuration of the two. But just look for the Massman and I should pop up. Anyway, that's all I have to say about this subject, and I will see you in the next video.